science and music. And we will get our man on the left, James, to kick things. Oh, is it James? Yes, James Bollen. Kick things off, James. What category would you like and what amount?
Okay. Let's start with music for 100.
Music for 100. He was known as the king of pop, amongst other things.
Who is Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson is correct. Well done, James Bollen. What would you like?
Let's do the Kennedys for 100.
The Kennedys for 100, question mark? The US Kennedys trace their roots back to County Wexford in this country. So do a lot of people from Boston. And Australia, myself included. I'll give you a clue. With this answer, to be sure, it's not hard.
What is Massachusetts?
No, we're looking for a country that is not the United States, where a lot of people from Boston come from, and they have names like Kennedy and O'Shaughnessy and things like that.
What is Great Britain?
Absolutely not. Mike, do you know?
I'm going to say, what is Ireland?
I am absolutely dismayed that you don't know this answer. This is Ireland. The Emerald Isle, where Lucky Charms are not from. All right, James, you're still in control. What would you like?
What is science for 100?
Just going to feel around until you find one you like. Good strategy. H2O is the chemical formula for this.
What is water?
Well done. Is correct. I'm feeling better now. James, you're still in control. What would you like?
How about what is music for 200?
Music for 200. This British band released the album Abbey Road in 1969. Mike, just jump in.
Mike, what is Beatles?
Beatles. You actually mouthed it, and I saw you had it correct. And you beat James to the punch, so I'm going to give it to you. Well done, Mike. Straza, what would you like?
We'll go with music for 300.
Music for 300. This classical composer was deaf by the time he composed his Ninth Symphony. Jump in, anybody.
What is Beethoven?
Beethoven is correct. Also the name of a big St. Bernard dog in an 80s movie. Which James was not born when it was made. Continuing on to Mike, what would you like?
We'll go with music for 400.
Music for 400. This genre of music originated in New Orleans and is characterized by improvisation. Genre of music originating in the Big Easy, and it's characterized by improvisation.
What is jazz?
What is jazz is correct. Well done, James. What would you like?
What is fashion for 100?
Fashion for 100. Couldn't find it. There it is. Though World War II's Rosie the Riveter wore them, this war first popularized trousers for women's wear. So, Rosie the Riveter, remember the girl going like this with the scarf on her head?
What is jeans? Blue jeans?
Let's take a look. Actually, it was what war, and it was the one previous World War.
Oh, what war? I thought it was what was she wearing? That's
yeah. Well,
bad.
I gave you a bum steer by focusing on the woman. James, you're still in control, I believe.
What is Louisiana for 100?
Louisiana for 100. Though only the southern end is in Louisiana, this is considered the major physical feature of this state. The southern end of something. What is it, Mike?
What is a delta?
Delta. Wow, it's so small. It is the Mississippi River. I'm going to pay that because it's the Mississippi Delta, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm giving that to Mike Straza. What would you like, Mike?
Well, let's finish off music for 500.
Music for 500. She is known as the Queen of Soul. If you don't get this right, I will not give you no respect. Not even just a little bit.
I know.
Uh-huh. Come on.
It's right there.
Before Beyonce, she was also featured in the Blues Brothers movie. And she sung that song that I mentioned.
Yes. I know all the clues. I just cannot think of her name.
Aretha Franklin, the
That's
Queen
right.
of Soul.
Yes.
Continuing on. Mike Straza, what would you like?
Let's go with fashion for 200.
Fashion for 200. Body part on which you'd wear an epaulette or epaulette. I've got a feeling that an epaulette is something you wear around your neck, like a necklace. Take that for what you will.
Well, so what body part should be your neck? If you,
Would you like to answer neck? I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't
sure.
know.
What is a neck?
It is shoulder. I've given another one of my famous bum stares. Continuing on, Mike Straza, what would you like?
Louisiana for 200.
Louisiana for 200. In production of cotton, minerals, and natural gas, the one in which Louisiana doesn't rank number 2 in the US. So,
What is cotton?
okay, they're probably number 1 for cotton. Maybe. Cotton is correct.
What is
Well done, Mike. Got it. Sorry, James. You'll have another chance. Mike, what would you like?
What is? Let's do Louisiana for 300.
Louisiana for 300. Counting migrants in January, 25% of all these fowl in the US are wintering in Louisiana. Some sort of migratory bird that's a fowl, and they take off for Louisiana in winter to get warm.
What are ducks?
Ducks. It's got to be ducks, geese, or chicken. Let's take a look.
I'll go ducks.
It is ducks. Well done, Mike. What would
Louisiana
you like?
for 400.
Louisiana for 400. Louisiana has had 11, including one which was over 250,000 words and amended 537 times. Probably to add more guns. No, I shouldn't say that. Something like a constitution is what I'd say. I don't know if states have their own ones. But they're the types of things that get amended. Let's take a look. It is the Constitution. Well done, Julian. Mike, you're still in control.
We'll go 500 for Louisiana.
Louisiana 500, the more familiar name of New Orleans 85 block, Vieux Carré. Vieux Carré? I don't know how to pronounce French. Vieux Carré, the more familiar name of New Orleans 85 block. What's the famous...
What is Bourbon Street?
Okay, there's that. But what's that in? The whole block.
Yes, it's in...
And the clue is in the name. What country is the name from?
what is the French Quarter?
French Quarter. Sounds good to me. I'm just guessing. French Quarter is correct. Well done,
Yep.
James.
What is science for 200?
Science for 200. In humans, it's the organ responsible for pumping blood throughout the body. Wow,
What is the heart?
that's an easy one. Who got that? Mike.
You did.
Gotta be quick. Mike, you're in control. What would you like?
Science for 300.
Science for 300. The process by which plants make their own food using sunlight.
What is photosynthesis?
Photosynthesis. The only thing I learned in high school Well done, Mike. Not the only thing. What would you like, Mike?
Science for 400.
Science for 400. This gas makes up about 78% of the Earth's atmosphere.
What is oxygen? Or CO2?
James, would you like to have a guess?
I was gonna say, what is oxygen?
Well, I would say to you, James, you may as well guess something different because he got in first on the oxygen.
What is CO2?
CO2. I'm going to say nitrogen. I remember this from science class. Let me take a look.
There you go.
Nitrogen is correct. Well, there's two things I learned. Mr. Wilkes taught me. Okay. Mr. Straza.
Well, let's go 500 for science. Let's see how bad I can do.
500. The smallest unit of a chemical element consisting of protons, neurons, and electrons.
What is the atom?
Atom.
James, what did you say? The atom?
Yes.
Yeah, you got in there first. Atom is correct. Well done, James.
How about what is mathematics for 100?
Everyone's avoiding this one. Mathematics for 400. It's an angle greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. Greater than 90, but less than 180. Now, it's either going to be acute, obtuse, and there's one more, but I don't know it.
And geometry was one of my worst classes in high school.
Yeah, me too. I'm shocking at maths. Like, one of my kids is good at it. I don't know where he got it from. Let's take a look. Nobody knows.
Not a clue.
It is obtuse. Well done, Julian. Continuing on, Mike, you're in control.
Oh, fashion for 300.
Fashion for 300. First sold by the Hookless Fastener Co. in 1913, it didn't get this name until 1923. I'll give you a guess. If you've got a young child, boy, or a girl too, and one of the biggest annoyances is getting footwear on, and this invention allows the small child to get their footwear on quickly, and it's a breeze, and highly recommended. What is that fastener called?
What is Velcro?
That's what I think. I'm not sure though. Oh no.
Zip.
Yeah, zipper. It was the Velcro came a bit later. Sorry. Bum steer again.
That's okay.
All right, Mike. What would you
Fashion
like?
400.
Fashion 400. In Japanese, it means a thing for wearing or clothes. There's only one Japanese item of clothing that I know. Okay. Now, could be
it's a kimono, but I doubt that's it.
Well, that's what I would go with, but I mean, I'm not really helping much lately, so I'm going to go with, if you get that right, I'm going to give it to you. It is kimono. Well done, Mike Straza. 2,000 points.
Finish off fashion. 500.
500. So we got James on 1,600, Mike on 2,000. Close game. Named for a city in Scotland, it's a type of overcoat with a detachable cape. Wow, who's going to know that? Okay, well, actually, city in Scotland. So what are the cities in Scotland? We've got Glasgow, Edinburgh, oh my God, Aberdeen. That's all I know. There's a Perth in Scotland, but it wouldn't be that. I reckon it'd be either Glasgow, Edinburgh, or Aberdeen. Take your guess. Bum steer warning. Come on.
Glasgow. What is Glasgow?
Glasgow. Let's take a look.
It's by Edinburgh.
There's another place that I didn't know about. Inverness. It's a type of coat with a cape on the back. It sounds a bit too dandy to be wearing these days. I don't know. I think I'd get laughed at if I had a cape. Mike, what would you like?
We'll go 200 for Kennedy's. This is going to be rough.
200 Kennedys. He said, "Do you realize the responsibility I carry? I'm the only person standing between Nixon and the White House." I mean, there's two that kind of got to the White House in various roles.
Yeah.
Has to be one of those two brothers. Both of them got whacked.
Yeah, I guess it's JFK.
Seems like a good
Still-
bet. Let's take a look. JFK is correct. Well done, Mike. What would you like?
Kennedy's for 300 is going to get tougher.
It is. She supervised the historic restoration of the White House and gave a TV tour of it. It's got to be the one that later on had a Greek name.
I know. JFK's wife, and I'm drawing a blank.
James,
This is
who's
horrible.
JFK's wife? Come on.
My wife's going to kill me.
She's commonly known as...
Jacqueline Kennedy.
Yes. Or Jackie O, I would have accepted.
Yes.
Jackie Kennedy is correct. Well done. We'll do one more question. Mike, what would you like?
We'll go Kennedy's for 400.
Kennedy's for 400. If you get this right, James, I'll let you go another couple. States that have been represented by Joseph Kennedy's sons in the U.S. Senate. Now, this was around the 80s, so this is going to be tough for James because these questions are from the 80s. States that have been
What is
represented...
Massachusetts?
Massachusetts. All right. It's got to be Massachusetts and New York. I'm going to pay that. Well done. Let's wrap that up. Have a round of applause for our fantastic guest, James on 1600, Mike Straza on 2000. I think it's 2900. Well done. You got lots of questions right, both of you. That was a good game. All right, let's wrap that up. And let's pop over to James and talk to James. Now, James, what are you up to? What was the top 25 single life website? What's that all about?
Yes, so I'm the founder and president of Secure Single. It's a top 25 single life website. So I primarily focus on self-development and personal finance, focusing on single individuals.
Interesting. And it sounds like a pretty good way to meet chicks, James.
Except for it's not a dating website, but in this day and age where self-development is really essential, it's
so it's mostly
really important.
focusing on self-development. And
I'm the author of Driving Solo, How to Flourish and Live Your Perfect Life Without a Soulmate.
Oh, gotcha. So for people that are not really looking for a partner who want to fly solo, and I guess it's a networking kind of apparatus as well, which is interesting because it's quite unique, and there's not there's not too many things that I've heard of like that. And what types of people join this, and what types of activities and events do you do?
Well, we actually don't do any community or events quite yet. We're not quite at that scale. It's just at a website at this point, and the first product for the business is on Amazon, which is my book. But actually, it's not so much just for people who may decide that they want to be single. That's more people demographically in the United States and in Europe, and actually most of the world are staying single longer. So it's really more of a demographic kind of target audience. So
yeah, and what's the reason you are reaching out to these people? Is this to do with your business?
Yes, but I think it's kind of multiple reasons. One is to kind of change how being single is viewed, since people are staying single longer, to kind of help people to learn to enjoy being single, and just to learn to better themselves, to help them to thrive as a single person. And I do that by the type of content I write, which I'd say is really critical right now, especially personal finance, since most Americans don't have like that much in the way of savings.
Gotcha. Yeah, and you know, doing it solo has advantages and also maybe disadvantages. And your book's been quite a success. When did you publish this?
That was, I think it was September of last year, if I remember correctly. Uh, it was my first book. I'm still new to self-publishing. So I'm in the works of my next book,
Well,
which will
you
be.
sold. Do you have any idea of? I mean, you've sold quite a few copies, and what do you think made it a success? Was it down to marketing, or did you actually really hit something unique, which I suspect?
I think it was kind of a combination of both. Some of the top reviews uh, commented how I focus on the N-word thing, which again is I think more general self-development rather than
The what word?
outward.
Oh, inward, inward.
N-
I thought you said
yeah, N-word.
N-word, and I was going, oh my God, what?
Oh no. Uh,
Inward.
N-word, like N-word on yourself.
Gotcha.
So just rather than external on like say where your validation comes from like other people or from entertainment or things like that. So just focusing on yourself, investing in yourself, those types of things, which I'd say again is really critical right now.
Yes, absolutely. And other than the book, what have you got coming up? Have you got anything you want to talk about that's coming up soon?
Just I normally write at least 2 articles a week on the website, and I do have a YouTube channel, and that's where I am most active. Otherwise, just trying to get more used to doing podcasts.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's a good way to go. So I'll put your website and your YouTube channel up in the show notes, and if people want to have a little sticky beak, as we say in Australia, and find out what James is up to, living single. Wow, that's loud. All right. How do I turn that off? It's all right. No one can hear it. All right. Well, thanks very much, James. And we're going to pop over to Mike Straza. Mike, tell us about what you're up to.
Oh, right now what I'm up to is I'm a fractional CFO, COO. So I actually work for multiple companies. And at the fractional of the cost, I go in and work on their finances or their operations. And my experience comes from owning and operating companies for 25 plus years. So I help nonprofit and for-profit companies with their operations and finances.
CFOs, to me, it's something I only kind of found out about maybe a couple of years ago. Tell us a little bit about what it is. Who can most benefit from having a CFO?
Pretty much anybody can. If you're dealing with numbers and finances, you need, depending on the size of the company. But I've gone in and people that are growing their company, that they're trying to scale it to, if they're trying to grow the company in a way that they are going from a couple million to 10 to 20 million, they generally can afford a CFO or have a person start looking at the numbers for them. So that is kind of where I go into a company that's either struggling or I go into a company that's saying, hey, we're ready to take that next step in growth in our company. So they're looking to hire somebody either full-time or part-time just to help them strategize about how to run their business or their finances.
Yes, because in the old days, I suppose, you would have the corporate structure where you have, if you have a large company, a board, and you would have a CFO on there as well as other things. Things are a lot more flexible and mobile now, and a lot of people don't really want to go that route. Well, you don't need to for quite a long time. And I guess it allows a lot more flexibility, and you have access to a professional. And how is it different from just having a normal accountant that you go and see?
How is it different? For me, it's different just so I can work several different industries at the same time. And it I'm an advisor to the CEO and also the board. So I work with board members and I work with CEOs to walk through some of the strategy that they're trying to implement through their mission.
Yes, and what are some of the main struggles, the themes, I suppose, you see time and time again that CEOs are facing that you are particularly well suited to help them with?
A lot of the struggles sometimes is that a lot of the CEOs are visionaries and they have an idea, but to have someone to execute that idea and to understand can they do it financially, and that's where I come in. Is I look at their vision, what they're trying to accomplish, and then I take that and take it. We'll look at the numbers, look at their staff, and try to figure out how is the best way to get where they want to go.
Yeah, I get you. The CEOs often it's a different mindset, and it's the same with founders and tech guys as well. Like, you know, the dream of wanting to do it has to be implemented. So you need somebody who can actually say, yes, we can do it to some extent this way, or we can't because of this.
Right.
And you need that with finance as well. And what types of businesses do you mostly work with, Mike?
I've worked, tech is one of the bigger ones. I've worked with medical, with physicians and administrators, and some of it in my nonprofit world. I've been working with nonprofits in that area. So I've kind of branched out in a couple different areas, but stay in those three categories just because that's where I started. That's where I've learned all my personal experience has been through those three areas.
And what size business, what stage are they at usually when they come to you?
Depending on what they're really needing, probably between, I would say, 2 million on to about 50 to 75 million. So there's a wide range, but if someone at a lower revenue point needs somebody just for a little bit per month, and I'll come and help them and stuff like that. But then more when it gets into the 8 to 20 to 30 million is where it's more effective for the organization to have me there on a more regular basis.
Got you. And you can sort of tailor how much contact they have with you depending on the size of the business.
Yes, depending on the scope and the size of the business, we tailor it to what they're really needing. Because I'm always conscious about that, is I want to make sure I'm a right fit for them and to get them to where they need to go, because I don't want them to fail. Does
it work better if they're locally to you, or not really?
Not really. Yeah. I mean, it's nice to see them locally, but nowadays with what we have here is, Zoom or, other video type things, we can do a lot of that. I've done some work for groups out of Illinois. I worked in California, New York, Chicago, other places where we do it all via video, and then they send all the information to me, so then I can have interactions with their board members and other stakeholders. And it's just as easy because I can see all the numbers and I can do everything from my office.
It's better, right, in a lot of ways. You're doing it all virtually. But if you do want to have someone hands-on, Mike's in the South Illinois area.
Central Illinois,
sorry. And, if that's where you're at and you want to have a chat to Mike, sign up for his newsletter. I'll put his website and everything in the show notes. You can reach out to him and work out a way forward financially. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mike Straza, and also James Bollen. I'm going to wrap things up now. Thanks for listening and watching. See you next time. Bye.